to have you here. I'm so excited to have you here on board. I hope your experience at Net Factory has been a very insightful one. So as Seifa said earlier, I'm Sandra Aigbe, and I am the Business and Partnerships Lead here at Net Factory. So far I've had over 10 years of experience in business development, sales, company revenue growth. So I've worked in the banking sector for like several years. I've worked in finance and investments, and I've worked in a consulting firm. So I have a total work experience of over 10 years. So based on my experience and knowledge I've gotten from my little research, I'm going to be sharing with you some effective strategies for sales and marketing, especially in the 21st century where we are today. So hope you don't mind. I'm going to share my screen right now. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, you can all see my screen. So today we're going to be talking about strategic sales and marketing for business group. So I believe most of you, I would like to assume that most of you are entrepreneurs. If you are not already running your business, I think you intend on starting a business very soon. So if you find yourself in the entrepreneurial aspect, then this course will be very relevant for you. Okay, so we're going to start with our introduction. Then we're also going to talk about understanding the market. Then why market research? Why should people actually carry out market research? We're going to be talking about how to develop a sales plan tailored for your business. How to create a sales plan. We're going to be talking about mastering customer acquisition, then effective use of data in sales and marketing. And we're going to be concluded in class. Then we'll have a brief question and answer segment before rounding up with the class. So let's start with our introduction. So now marketing and sales. Now in this first step, now we're going to look at the relationship, and I want to try as much as possible. I want to hear your point of view. I want this class to be as interactive as possible, because I know that we are not children, we're not babies here. We all have one form of experience or the other. So based on our experiences, I would like to hear your opinion. In some point in the class, I would like to hear your opinion, and we'll try to make it as interactive as possible. So they say marketing and sales go hand in hand. So once marketing gets people in the door, it's the job of the sales to seal the deal. So now we're talking about the relationship between marketing and sales. What's the relationship between marketing and sales? So can someone help me out based on your experience? What do you think is the relationship between marketing and sales? Or are they actually the same thing? Can somebody help me out? Okay, somebody's raising their hand. Nkechi Daniel. Okay, let me hear your opinion. What do you think is the relationship between marketing and what do you think is sales?
Okay, for me, marketing is the act of letting people know about your products, your goods, and services. And then sales is actually when your marketing converts, when you're able to close a deal based on the marketing you did for your business.
Yes, very good. That's a very good one. Thank you so much, Ikechi. That was very, very, very good. So marketing is like creating an awareness about a product or services. You are creating an awareness. Why sales is actually the process that leads to the revenue, the deal, closing the deal and all that. Okay, so does any other person have any opinion of marketing and sales and all that? The relationship between marketing and sales, what marketing is and what sales is. Okay. Nobody else is raising a hand. So that based on what Nkechi said, that is literally what marketing and sales is. Marketing is like creating an awareness of your product and services, while sales is actually carrying out the transactions and all that. So marketing usually precedes sales. Marketing usually leads to sales. So that's why we are saying here that marketing and sales go hand in hand. So once marketing gets people in the door, after you've created the awareness and you do it the right way, it's bound to get people in the door. It's the job of the sales to seal the deal. But in companies where the two aren't in synchronized, where they're not synchronized, you often see marketing and sales teams pointing fingers. Both say the other's efforts aren't up to par. Okay, that's not really our business here. So while every business relies on solid partnerships between sales and marketing to succeed, this starts with a good strategy. Meaning that in order to be effective in your marketing and sales, you need strategy. Strategy is what makes the difference. Now, if you look at our society today, a lot of businesses are not really doing well. They are not doing well. Now, is it because the economy is generally bad? Not necessarily. It's not necessarily because, believe me, wherever you have human resource, believe me, you are, and you know how to utilize the human resource, you will surely make money. Because wherever you have human resource, there will always be a need to meet. Now, based on the population census, the current population of people in Nigeria is over 200 million. Over 200 million. Do you know what that means? So if you can just identify a need that is a serious need that would scale on a large scale, not a need that only a certain amount of people need. No, if you can identify a need that will satisfy the majority of the population, even though your profit is just 3 naira or 4 naira, you can imagine 4 naira times 200 million people. That's almost a billionaire already. You know, that's one of the sense the American people, that's what the white people use. You know, they are not too profit conscious, they are not greedy when it comes to profit making. One thing they envision, one of their goals is to scale, to ensure what they are doing is going to scale. It has the ability to scale. Once your goods or your services can meet the need of a large population of people, you are bound to make your profits. I was listening to a video by Elon Musk, and you know, right now he's one of the richest people in the world. You know, he said something that was very striking. He said, when you are trying to meet a need, when you are trying to solve a problem, you might not actually have to look for something very complex or something very sophisticated, like you need to travel to the moon, build one big spaceship. No, it might just be a simple need, something very simple, and ensure that that thing has the ability to scale over a large population of people. That is where you will make your money. So while every business relies on solid partnerships between sales and marketing to succeed, this starts with a good strategy. Otherwise, you'll be attempting to boost revenue without a clear sense of direction. So here are marketing strategies to help your team work in sync and increase sales. So let's start. So the first thing is to actually understand your market, carry out what they call your market research. Now, understanding the marketplace and customers helps businesses make better decisions, reduce risk, identify their target market, understand customers' wants and needs, and sustain a competitive edge. As a result, if a business understands its marketplace and customers, it becomes more competitive. So meaning that when you want to start a business now, I was able to interview some people because there's a program we are doing with the British Council, and it has to do with enterprise, sustainable enterprise. And I happened to interview a lot of ladies, and I discovered a lot of them were going into fashion. Yes, fashion is very good. Do you understand? So now, if you are going into fashion, if you want to go into fashion, don't just say, okay, fashion is trending and everything. A lot of people are going into fashion. I want to go into fashion. No, you have to first of all hear me. Please, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma, we can.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay, because I just okay, because the internet is like the internet here is unstable. So now don't say that. Okay, I told you I interviewed a lot of ladies, and I discovered that a lot of them were going to fashion. Do you understand? Especially on social media, you know, fashion is trending and everything. So now I said that okay, people are going to fashion. It seems to be bringing money. Next thing you just jump into fashion. If you do it that way, you might not really maximize, you might not really scale, you might not make the most of your business. So the first thing to do is to understand the marketplace and customers. You have to understand the marketplace. I was in a business conference at Victoria Island some months back, and somebody said something. Someone said something, talked about the Nigerian economy and the total network of our GDP. They were like, Nigeria is totally worth trillions of naira. And then they brought a lady in the US, Kim Kardashian. I don't know how many of us actually know Kim Kardashian. You're like, this lady is worth almost 1/4 of the entire Nigeria. One individual, one lady is worth almost 1/4 of the entire Nigerian economy, to show how large this lady has been able to scale. And what's she into? She sells underwears. This lady sells underwears. Now, will you tell me that Kim Kardashian is the only one doing underwear business? If you go to Oshodi, if you go to Yaba, you see people selling underwear. So what's the difference between Kim Kardashian and these people that are also into underwear business? It's the fact that she understands her marketplace, she understands her customers, and she has successfully been able to scale her business. I watch her program all the time, and you see her, she's always getting into strategic partnerships with people. Before you know it now, she's on Forbes. Before you know it now, she's on these fashion magazines. Do you understand? She's making strategic partnerships. So don't just say that, okay, I'm going into fashion. Do you know how many people are attempting that same business you're attempting? The world we are in is very competitive. So you have to come out from a different angle. You have to come out presenting yourself as someone who is bringing an innovative solution, who is bringing up something that nobody has ever done before. Or you might actually even be doing something that somebody has done, but you are doing it differently. You are presenting it differently. That's what will make you stand out, and that's what will make you beat your competitors. So it's very important to understand the marketplace and your customers. Do you understand? So now, right now, we're going to be identifying. Okay, so right now we're going to be talking about some businesses, some brands, and you are going to tell me who you feel their target market is. So let's start with Zenith Bank, for example. So for Zenith Bank, who do you think they are their target customers? Who do you think their target customers is? Can somebody help us out? For Zenith Bank. Okay, Leader Thompson. So who do you think Zenith Bank is targeting?
SMEs.
Eh?
SMEs.
SMEs. Yes, that's a good one. Yes. Banks target SMEs. That's a very, very good one. Why? Because a majority of businesses fall under SME. So most times, if you observe, okay, I don't know what part of Lagos, if you go to my 12 markets, I don't know how many of us know my 12 markets. If you go to my 12 markets, almost all the banks in Nigeria, they have a branch in my 12 markets. Why? Because that place has a large population of SMEs. So thank you so much, Leader. That was a very good, strong point. Most commercial banks, they target SMEs. Now let's go to Eco Hotel. For a business like Eco Hotel, who do you think their target clients are? Eco Hotel. Can somebody help us out? Eco Hotel. Nobody? Nobody knows Eco. Okay.
Their audience are big big companies.
Airlines. Yes, that's a good one. Target is the airline. What's that? What do you say? What do you say? If somebody says something, kindly mute your mic if you're not contributing to this class. Please mute your mic. I don't want to hear background discussion. So a business like Eco Hotel, now, you know that their target market is the airlines. They are targeting the rich. That's why if you go to Eco Hotel now and you want to buy bottled water can be up to 10,000 naira. Do you understand? Why? Because their target, they know the people they want to serve, and their target is the airlines. They position themselves to target the airlines. So finally, let's try out Nickelodeon. How many of us know Nickelodeon? If you know Nickelodeon, let me see your hands. Nickelodeon. Do we know Nickelodeon? Okay, I see Christiana. Yeah. Okay, so
Yes.
Okay, so who do you think is the target audience, the target market for Nickelodeon?
For children, kids. Children.
children or kids.
Very good. So you can see that Nickelodeon now, their target market is the children. So their products, their services, their timing, what they do, they ensure that everything they do revolves around children. So if you want to go into fashion, if you want to go into fashion, okay, your fashion or your brand, is it for ladies? What category of ladies? Is it for elderly ladies? Or is it for young university ladies? Now, apart from that, is it for the corporate class or is it for the business class? Do you understand? So when you're going into a business, just by defining your market alone will put you in a class. So now that you define your market, no matter the price you call, because it's for a specialized class, it gives your brand a certain class. Do you understand? So when you are going into a business, the first thing to do is to identify your market and focus on the needs of your market. Identify your competitors. Okay, if I'm serving the children, how many competitors do I have? How many people are also in this category that are trying to serve the children? What are they doing presently? And how can I offer my target market something better than what my competitors are offering? So these are the things you put into consideration in sales and marketing. So let's go on. So now, why should we carry out market research? Because I don't think market research is something a lot of people spend time on. And meanwhile, it's the major thing. It's the major thing you have to do, market research. Now, let's look for a case study. Someone like Mark Zuckerberg now. Mark Zuckerberg is the founder of Facebook. And right now, Facebook is one of the largest social media platform in the world with almost 3 billion users. Now, Mark Zuckerberg is literally leading the market right now. Now he noticed someone invented was Instagram, and Instagram was gradually gaining the market, was gradually gaining attention. And what did he do? He quickly bought over Instagram. He quickly bought over Instagram. That's why it's very important to study the market, study market trends, study your competitors. What are they doing? If you're not careful, they will win you out. Praise the. So now, whether you want to found a company or successfully lead an innovation project, market research is an essential step. Now, not carrying out market research studies is a little like buying a house without visiting the area. It's very careless. You'll be a very careless entrepreneur if you do not take your time to study. I was taking a class some weeks back, and I told them before I start any business, because I'm running several things. Before I start any business, the first thing I'll do is to write out the top 10 industry leaders in that particular business. For example, now fashion. In Nigeria, if you want to start up a fashion business, the first thing to do is write a list of the top 10 ladies that are leading in fashion in Nigeria. Find out the people that are dominating the markets. Who are they? Go and follow them on social media. That's what I do. I will follow all of them on social media. I will study them carefully. It might take me months, it might take me weeks. I will study them so that when I'm bringing out my own services, when I'm bringing out my goods, it will be something better. I will first discover the gap. Okay, this is what they are doing, and this is what is working. But what are their limitations? What are the gaps in their services? And I will ensure I fill that gap before I present my service to the market. Do you understand? I just started an organization a few months back, like in 2022. And before I started that organization, I studied, even I still right now I'm still carrying out market research is something that is not just something you do at the beginning of the business. It's a continuous process. Do you understand? Because the market is a very dynamic place. In one particular season, you might be leading, but a new trend can just come out and put you out of markets. So market research is something I do every time. I do it every time. I do it every time. So before I launched that organization, I ensured that I was following about 10 of the industry leaders. I followed them on social media. I researched about them from their personal life to when the organization started to everything. I studied this organization. So when I launched out, people did not even know, they did not know we're new. As they thought we had actually been in the market since. Well, because of the way I presented it, the way I came out. Because if people people know you are new in the business, if they know you're a newbie, there's this psychological thing that comes with it when they know you are new. For example, a lady came to me and she told me that she makes bags and everything, and that she was having challenges and everything because she's still very small. I told her, I told her the first thing I advised her to do was to make partnership, carry out, as in she has to partner with people that are in fashion business, but not necessarily making bags. So I gave her some advices and I told her, come, sometimes you don't necessarily have to let them know that you are the one producing it. At least not immediately, since you are still very small. Since you're still very small and it's handbag, you don't necessarily need to let them know you're the one. Because when I saw the quality of the handbag, it was so nice. The handbags, in fact, if she told me that she had imported those handbags from abroad, I would have believed. But the moment she told me that she's the one making it, psychologically, that already has affected me. Oh, you think you're the one making it? Do you understand? So this is something that would have gone for like 20 something thousand. But because I already knew she was the one that was making it, obviously, if I want to give her price, I'll beat down the price because I already know she's the one. I know she's not yet big already. Do you understand? So when I was launching out the organization, I ensured that they did not know we're new. Don't behave like a newbie in the market. Do you understand? You might even deliberately conceal some information about yourself, about your business, till the business is big. It has become influential ahead. That's when you can now start showing your face that you are the person behind this brand. But initially, you might not necessarily need to. So that's one in market research. So you have to check the existence of the market, discover if there are people ready to pay for your product or services. This is the best way to reduce any doubts you might have. You don't just go into a business because you like doing it. Some people probably they like fashion, they like this one, they like this. Okay, so because you like it and you are going into the business, it's good, yes. It's good you go into a business you are passionate about. At least being passionate about your business is one of the criteria. It's important that you're passionate. But is this business actually a need? Is it a need that people are willing to pay good money? Because your business should be able to provide you value for your time. I can't imagine myself investing 12 hours every day into my business, and in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm not making good money from it. No, your business should provide you good value for your time. So you should be able to sit down and say, okay, this is my business. Is this something people are willing to pay good money for? The next thing is to identify your clients. Who are your clients? Now, obviously, the business class is where you make the most money from. The business class. So anything you do, you should be able to target clients that can pay for your services. Don't go and do a business a product that is so expensive and you are presenting it to a certain class, maybe the general, the quintessential man, that the average man that cannot afford this. Now you made a product. Now because of the effort you put into that product, you feel that no, the price of this thing has to be like 20K. But you know that an average man cannot afford 20K for this product. Do you understand? So some people I know some people that they deliberately do not target the airlines. People like Aliko Dangote, now look at him, he's a billionaire. But his target is not the airlines. His target is the masses. His target is the average man. So he focuses on scaling to meet the needs of the masses. Okay, somebody's hand is raised. Somebody's hand is raised. You want to say something? Did somebody raise his hand? Her hand, sorry. Okay, so let's go on. So you have to identify. Okay, somebody wants to say something. Okay, you want to say something?
Mistake, please.
It was a mistake. Okay, no problem. So I told you, for example, someone like Aliko Dangote now, his target market is not the airlines. His target market are the consumers, the basic, the everyday man, the ordinary Nigerian. That's his target market. So even though his profit is 3 naira, 5 naira, 10 naira, he ensures that his products and services, they are scaling, they are feeding a majority of the population. So in your case, your target might not be the population, your target might be the elite or the business class. So you should ensure that when you are making your services, you first of all identify your target audience so that you know the level of effort you should make. Now, for example, if you are targeting the masses, they don't care much about packaging. Sure, if you are targeting the average man, they care more about price than packaging. So what you do is that you ensure your packaging is okay. It's just don't put too much effort on packaging. Make sure your price is good. Now, if you know you're going to do something that is going to serve the masses and you now spend so much money on packaging, you spend too much money. By the time you call price for them, they will run because they cannot afford it. Now, when you're talking about packaging, it's the rich people. See, the rich people, they like, as in, they love packaging. As in, they love packaging. So if you know your target is the business class or the rich, the elite, see, spend. When I say spend, invest on packaging. Your product might just be like every regular product, but because of the way you packaged it there, any price you give them, they'll pay for it. Any price you give them, they pay for it. When you are doing your service and you are targeting the airlines, you present your service in a way that it makes them feel special. One thing I know about airlines don't like being generalized. Do you understand? For example, now, so there are sometimes I buy gowns, I buy a certain gown, and when I'm going on the road, when I see that same gown on a certain kind of person, do you understand? A class of person, I feel embarrassed, I feel uncomfortable. Do you understand? That's how the airlines are. When they are buying something, they want to know that that thing is for them, it's for the airlines only. You don't see it on regular people. Do you understand? So when you are making either a fashion brand, you should know that this thing you're not making it for the general masses. They should know that when they're buying it, they're not going to see it. The kind of people they're going to see it on is Kim Kardashian. The kind of people they're going to see it on is on Genevieve. The kind of people they're going to see it on. Do you understand? So it is important to identify your client. You know their needs. The airline, they want to feel respected. They want to feel special. But if you are doing it for the masses, they don't want to feel special. They don't need to feel special. They want to know that they are getting value for small money. They want to pay small money and get good value. So if your target audience is the masses, don't put too much effort on ensure that your good is neat, is smart, and is affordable. That is all. That is all they want. But the airlines, they want to feel special. They want to be distinguished. That's the word. They want to be distinguished. They want to know that if I wear this gown and I step into this occasion, I'm not going to see this gown on any other person. That's what they want. And if you can give them that assurance that this design, this brand, you see people like Gucci, Dolce and Gabbana, all these people, see their brand. You don't see it anywhere. Do you understand? So if you can give them that cloud that, okay, this brand, you're not going to see it on anybody. They will pay you good money for it. So the next thing is to determine the fields of application or potential application. So knowing your field of application is good. Is good, but being able to identify others is even better. This solution can open many potential opportunities that you may never have thought of. That means determine the field of application or potential application. That means how will these services be used? That's for those that are bringing up innovative solutions. That's not for regular business people. For example, now you might be bringing in something into the markets, and this is something that is not common. This is not something that has been used. So you have to know, okay, this is how it's going to be applied. And you have to be able to educate your client on how this is going to be applied. Now, take, for example, BRT. Now, when BRT first came out, I'm sure that the people running the business must have been losing a lot of money. Why? Because when people enter BRT, they have to buy ticket and everything. And believe me, I don't know how tight their security system was. But the Nigerians that I know that a lot of their workers must have been getting away embezzling money from the BRT. Why? Because there wasn't any tight security system. But a smart tech person came up with a card. Now, when you're entering the BRT, all you do is to tap your card and it debits your money. So now it has provided security for those running the BRT business. So when you are doing a business, when you are bringing out a service, you should know, okay, this is how it's going to be applied. This is where it's going to be applied. The next is to determine a price. See, this is a very, very, very sensitive area. Knowing the price you are going to place for that value, the value you are going to place for that good or service you are offering. Now, I've worked in several firms, I've worked in several companies, and I've seen people that have lost big opportunities for big partnership. Why? Because of greed, simply because of pricing. If you don't set the right price, your goods or your services might remain on the shelf for a very long time. People will not buy it. So you should know the right price. You should know the right price to set for that goods or services. That's what will help you scale based on your goals, actually. 5 is to limit risk. Limiting risks. Now, do you know that the most common cause of failure of a company or a project is a poorly evaluated marketing and sales strategy? Now, this is why they are essential to the success of your project. A market research will enable you to easily determine the most suitable market and those you should completely avoid. Remember, a good study always costs less than a bad decision. Now, in every business, there are risks. In every business, there are risks. It might be during the course of logistics. It might be during the course of payments. Your payments, the way you pay. Do people pay upfront, or do you allow instrumental payment and all this? All this is a risk that has to do with the business. So you have to factor risk. And with this, when factoring risk, that will now be one of the factors that will now determine your price based on the risk. Number 6 is to make the right decision. Now, it's good to make a decision, but always better to make the right one. Now, which is the purpose of market research? Now, you may have imagined or even designed your innovation, and whilst you may see it clearly in your head, but it might not be a viable or suitable. So launch without a definite idea of your potential market, and you may quickly end in failure, whether you're a young startup or a large company. So in decision making, it's very important that you consult with professionals. Make the use of consultants, discuss with people before. In fact, in when I'm running my firm or something, I ensure that I talk to people before I make any decision, any step. I talk to them, say, okay, see, this is what I'm planning to do. What do you think? And in my own mind, when I conceived the idea, it seemed to be a very good idea. But by the time you discuss with professionals, they'll begin to bring in areas, they'll begin to bring in factors that you really did not consider. Do you understand? They begin to let you know why that idea might be a great idea or why it might not really be a good idea. So it's very good you consult with people before making decisions in your business. So now let's talk about developing a sales plan. Developing a sales plan that is perfect for your business. Now, since revenue is the heartbeat of every business, any respectable company will have a sales plan and departmental procedures explaining how each team will do its bit to bring the goal to fruition. Now, here are 5 key elements of a successful sales strategy. So number 1 is to model a sales operations. Now, your sales department or your sales personnel, say if your company is not yet big, your sales personnel is a crucial link in the chain connection, in the chain connecting your company's offerings to potential buyers. That's why it's essential to have a strong sales team structure. Now, how your sales team is structured depends on several factors, such as the availability of different representatives at different times of the year, the other areas of expertise represented on the team, and the priority areas for closing deals. Now, other variables include what kind of salespeople you hire, when they're accessible, and what part of the sales process they're accountable for. Now, in sales operations, that's for those that are not really working with a large sales team yet. Other sales strategy you can employ is the use of discounts. You can use discounts, free delivery, commission based on referrals. Do you understand? All these are sales strategies. These are things you can do that will actually boost your sales. Now, 2 is the company's overall mission statement. Now, a mission statement is a brief, clear explanation of your company's overall goals and course of action. Now, it helps your sales department understand its role within the larger vision and objectives of the company. Now, in sales, having a mission statement may help you focus on what's most important, accept deals that align with your goals, and decline those that don't. Now, a well-crafted sales mission statement will help you achieve great success by unifying your sales force behind a shared goal. So it's very important that you define your goals as an entrepreneur. Know what are your goals. Now, as you start your business, many offers will come and they might not necessarily be in line with your goals, the mission statement of your company, of your organization. So it's very important that you define your goals and reject offers that are not in line with your goals. I have a relative. He's a very young person. He's someone that I really love, and I take him as a mentor. He studied pharmacy. And when he was in his 20s, he told me that this is his 5 years old, that he's going to retire at the age of 34. And when he was saying it, I thought he was joking. I was like, in this country where we are, that by the time you graduate in your early 20s or mid 20s, you first spend like how many years looking for the perfect job before you now start working your job, climbing up the career ladder, before you now, how long will it take you to resign? We all know that the standard time to resign is the age of 60. And he told me, no, he's going to resign at the age of 34. He's going to scale his business and he's going to resign at the age of 34. And lo and behold, he started up his business. The first thing he did was to make strategic partnerships. There are people that might not necessarily patronize you directly, but they can connect you to people that will greatly promote your business. So that was the first thing he did. He didn't rush off and start looking for customers. No, the first thing he did was to start making strategic partnerships. He was able to raise funds about in some good millions. He raised millions, and he began to grow the business. He hired the sales teams. The sales teams were doing the whole sales and distribution, while he was focused on partnerships. He was focused on partnership, and by his early 30s, this is my relative. By his early 30s, he got a partnership deal almost 200 million. Almost 200 million. This person did not want to buy his goods. They were not interested in buying his goods. They just wanted to partner with him to see how goal-oriented he was. Very goal-oriented. And by his early 30s, he got a partnership deal worth almost 200 million. Right now, his business is scaling. He has a warehouse. He produces goods. He put them in his warehouse and everything. He's big, and he resigned before the time to see how he set goals and how disciplined he was. First of all, he was strategic, he was disciplined, and he ensured he actualized it. He gave himself a target. By the age I'm 30, I should resign and because when he started up his business, he was still running a job. He was working his job alongside his business and all that. He didn't just jump into his business full time like that. No. So he was working a job, running his business. So he was toggling between both of them. And before his mid-30s, he resigned and focused on his business full time. Now, what he does now, most of the time, he's always indoors. He's always in his house. He just calls his sales teams. He organizes meetings with them. He communicates his vision to them. And they go bring it back. At the end of the day, he pays them their salary. That is a vision. That is a goal-oriented person. So don't just be a random entrepreneur who is just anywhere belle face, because you just see this opportunity. Hey, because the opportunity is attractive, you go for it. Is it in line with your goals? What's your mission statement? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? How do you intend on actualizing it? What are your short-term goals? What are your short-term plans? What are your long-term plans? How often do you review your processes and readjust your vision? How often do you do this? All these are elements that would determine how successful your business is. So 3, market research and analysis. So including demographic and customer profile information is one of the most crucial parts of your sales plan, as it informs your sales approach. Now, the most critical step is to determine whether you or not you will be targeting huge organizations rather than smaller ones in your marketing efforts. Now, the key is to know whom you are trying to sell to and what they'll get out of buying from you. We've discussed that earlier. Ensure that your marketing effort is targeted and not just random. 4, revenue targets. Now, it's essential to give your team specific, measurable revenue targets to boost sales performance. Now, the easiest way to create goals your team can achieve is to evaluate how well they did the previous year. That means you have to continuously assess, set KPIs for them, and continuously assess them. Bring opportunities for growth and development on your team, and use that as a benchmark for how much they can improve this time. Now, one of the best practices is to implement key performance indicators, that's KPIs, to track progress towards your goal and gauge the efficacy of your efforts. Now, consider how these revenue projections fit into the overall plans for your organization. Now, 5, resource and fund allocation. Now, your sales plan should detail your financial and human resources and the methods you intend to employ during the year. Now, the best approach is to consider the cost of acquiring a new customer and how much of a budget you've set out for your sales team and necessary. So now you know that sales and marketing takes a major part of the budget. Why? To carry out, to market your product, and it's very expensive. Now imagine if you decide to partner with major brand influencers, depending on the sector you are in. To pay an influencer, they pay them as much as 10 million, 5 million, 3 million, just to promote your goods and services, and sometimes be very resource as a consumer when it comes to resources, money, budget, and all that. So you have to know that, okay, this is the budget I'm going to set. When you launch the budget and everything, you monitor the feedback from that from the money invested on that sales effort. And what was your return on investment? So then outline how you intend to put your resources to use, including any funds set aside for promotional and sales materials. Provide a brief synopsis of how you plan to use each resource and the rationale behind diving up your resources. Okay, so we're not going to talk about, oh, sorry. Okay, mastering customer acquisition. Mastering customer acquisition. So while it's easy enough to understand why new customers are essential, attracting and converting them is more difficult. Now, this is where customer acquisition methods can help your business. Now, which user acquisition strategy is right for your company? So you should know the methods that work for you. For example, we talked about Zenith Bank now. The method Zenith Bank will use to win customers is not the same method Eco Hotel and Suites will use. And it's not the same method Nickelodeon will use. So your customer acquisition strategy is dependent upon your target market, your goods and your services, and the market you are targeting. So what is customer acquisition? Now, customer acquisition describes the process of attracting new customers or clients to a business. So companies can use a variety of customer acquisition strategies to sustain their growth throughout economic changes, industry trends, and more. So, it will get to a certain extent. For example, now, assume that most of your businesses are Lagos-based. It will get to an extent whereby you've scaled in Lagos. Your business has scaled in Lagos. And, that's where a lot of entrepreneurs, they make a mistake. Now that your business has scaled in Lagos, you see them, they become very relaxed. They are satisfied that, okay, as long as I've made my money and all that, I'm satisfied with my client base in Lagos. That's not perfect. Now, once you've won at a certain level, you should continuously think of ways that you can reach a wider audience, a larger number of people. So if your business has scaled in Lagos, you should think, okay, how can I take this business out to Ogun State or Osun Ekiti? How can I scale to Abuja, Port Harcourt? How can I make it larger? You should continuously look for new ways you can acquire new customers. You can attract new customers. So now, for the sake of this class, because I'll be rounding up very soon, most of the customer acquisition strategies that was discussed here were online-based customer acquisition strategies, meaning that there are many more customer acquisition strategies. But for the sake of this class, we just focus on the online customer acquisition strategy, because in the age where we are now, where there is, due to science and technology, almost every business has a strong online presence. Almost every business should have a strong online presence. So that's why their major focus here were online strategies. So the 7 mastering customer acquisition, 7 of the best customer acquisition methods. First was search engine optimization. So for those that have like a website, you have a social media platform, being able to optimize your search engine optimization, it would be a great way. And for me, it's very cost effective. It's a very cost effective way you can scale your business. The second strategy is pay per click. That's for also online. So you don't just advertise your goods and services online. There should be a way you should get feedback from your customers. There should be a way you should manage orders from your customers. So that's where pay-per-click comes in. Then we also have content marketing. You can just decide to run a blog around your services. Just come out, create, bring regularly, maybe on a weekly basis, or in a daily basis. Bring out content. It might be informative content. It might be educative content. Just run a blog around your services. It might be a great way, and it's also very cost effective way you can promote your business. You see, Linda Ikeji's blog. She's one of the richest females in Nigeria. It was through her blogging business she was able to attain that level of success. So creating content around your goods and services, blogging regularly, it might just be an entertaining content, something just for fun. It might not necessarily be come and buy, come and buy, come and buy from me. No, you can just once in a while create something fun, something informative, something educative, but creating blogs about your content is another very great way you can attain customer acquisition. Then we have email marketing. We have email marketing. We have social media and custom referrals. So I'm going to be ending the class here for today. Thank you very much. So if you have questions, based on what we discussed, not outside what we discussed, if you have questions based on what we discussed, feel free to raise your hands. Okay, do we have questions? Does anybody have questions? Okay, so I'll assume we do not have questions. Okay, so I want one or two persons to say something. Okay, yes, Nkechi Daniel. Nkechi Daniel. Yes, she's raising her hand. So let's hear what she has to say.
Please, the question I have, when as regards the social media platforms,
Yes,
I don't
yes.
think that's what we have discussed about. Is there a way to link all your platforms in one place? Like your WhatsApp. Okay, I think I've seen it before. I've seen it before. Sorry. That's
No, no.
account center.
Okay, yes, yes, yes. You can. Your social media pages can be linked. Yes, they can. Possible for you to link all your social media page. So does any other person have a question? Okay, okay. Then so
Yes.
I will.
Yes. Good morning.
I have a question, please. Okay.
Okay, no
Hello, can you
problem.
hear me? Good morning.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm Mrs. Hope Azo. Okay, I'm into provisions and toiletries.
Okay,
My
okay.
targets are people that don't have time. We also into supply. Then we sell to
Okay,
people around. How can I
okay.
now add more sales to more customers? Look out for more and more customers. How do I go about this based on what we learned today? Thank you.
Okay, then. Okay, so as I said, when you said you are into provision store and everything, the first thing that came to my mind was ShopRite. ShopRite. There are a lot of big malls. There are a lot of big malls and everything. So one thing I know that big malls they do is that they do what they call gift cards. Do you know what they call gift cards? Meaning that
Yes.
for some of their best customers, maybe at the end of the year, they give them a free shopping gift card. Do you understand? So with the card, they can go around the shop and take anything they want. So everybody likes a wolf. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
likes a wolf. So bringing out promo, gift cards, incentives on sales, all these things can be a very good way to boost your sales. Then location matters a lot too. Although for provision, I don't think location might really affect. Okay, when I mean location, sha, I know for provision, the prices are the same anywhere. The prices are the same everywhere, but you should ensure that the location of your market is in a well-populated area. You know that, okay, when people are coming home from work, they pass your route. So you ensure they pass your route. You might want to just get goods and get something for the next day, preparing for work. You might not get and all that. So, for example, now where I stay, there are some people that are my friends and I'm friends with them, but sometimes when I'm tired, it's the supermarket that is the closest to my house that I will go to. Do you understand?
Mm.
So location matters. Make sure that your store is situated in a place where there's people, there's traffic, there's a whole lot of people and all that. They can work with promos, gift cards, and all that. You can have. I know a lady. She's also into a supermarket. She's a pharmacist, and she started a supermarket, a very huge supermarket. And right now, her supermarket they have branches, over 5 branches. So you can scale your supermarket to the extent that you begin to have branches. And let me tell you something about supermarket business. Do you know that you can do your business in a way that you might not actually be the owner of all the goods in the store? People might just come and want to display their goods in your market, and you charge them for it. For
Mm.
example, my
Yes.
friend now, she makes baby food, and since she was too young, she could not afford a store. She went to partner with some supermarket owners, and she just displayed their goods. And when people come, you make your profit off the person, and the person you let the person know that okay, the goods have been bought. So you make your profit without having to invest any real capital. That's where partnerships comes in. So you can just, do you understand? So there are creative ways. There are creative ways. So I'll suggest look for those that are big in the supermarket business. I think one of about two of the richest people in the world, they're into supermarkets. They're into supermarket. I research these things every year. Oh. Who are the richest people in the world? What are they doing? Go and check. Go and find out. I think about one or two of them are into supermarket business. Find out how they are doing it. In fact, some people they deliberately travel out just to go and learn how they do their business there and bring it to Nigeria. Do you understand? So
Yes.
study these people. How are they doing their supermarket? What is making them unique? What is making them attract people? And when you implement it in your business, you'll get that same result. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I've learned a lot. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Hello, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Uche Fine.
Okay.
I'm into fashion and designing. Yeah. So please,
Okay. That's a very
I actually did an advert on Facebook, okay, for ready to
okay.
wear. But the result I usually get is, people selling fabric coming to my DM, um, you know, strange faces saying hello, hi, I love you. I was like,
To
is there
offer their
something?
fabrics to you for free.
So I was like, is there something I didn't do right? Because the ages I choose was between 18 to I think 65 to 60, I think thereabout. That was the ages I chose. But I kept on saying, it's just as
Okay.
if the advert I did was just a waste. So I just want to
Oh,
understand,
no,
is it that
no,
there's
no,
something I
no.
didn't do right?
No, no, it might not necessarily be something you didn't do. Another thing is that sometimes business requires patience. Business requires patience because there are sometimes I set goals for myself and the result is not really encouraging. So in that kind of place, you just need to be patient. You just need to be patient with yourself and all that. And you have to be consistent. You have to post consistently. You might not necessarily have to spend millions on ads. Although yes, there are some ads you boost, but just post consistent and ensure that your content is high quality and it's something that can provoke engagement. It might be the quality of the content that you uploaded. Do you understand? Ensure your contents are high quality, they are strategic, and it's something that can get you engagement. But in all that, you have to be very, very patient. It might not necessarily be that they are doing something wrong. It's just time. It might just be a matter
Okay.
of time and you will see the result. Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
No problem. Okay, so I think I'll be ending here for today because I have a lot of things on my neck. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So Seifa, I'll be handing over to you. I'll be handing over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sandra. That was an enlightening session. Okay, so the attendance link is on the chat box. So please fill the attendance before you leave.